Last class, we were talking about the application event. We have seen that in an application event, any event files can be captured by all the components within the application. And we have seen with some hard-coded example. And the event propagation happens on bubbling, sibling, and inheritance. All the way within the application anybody can handle the event. That means top, down, bottom, right, left, all the directions. Whenever you wanted to have an event which wants to travel in all direction, we can call them application event. So today class, we will see one practical implementation of application event. Yesterday we did example, that is the basic class to understand the structure and data flow. But today we'll be seeing more how to pull the S object details and how to display in the different component. Okay, let's assume that this is my application event. This is my application event, and this is the C1 component, and this is C2 component, and this is C3 component. Okay, in the application event, I have C1, C2, C3. Okay, or it can be P1 because we are not planning to create any child. So that means it's a component. This is P3. Okay, so now I have within first component, I have name, which is a input field, and I have industry, which is also an input field. Okay, so as soon as user enter the name and industry, below I have a search button. This is the search button. So when user clicks on a search button on the first component, when user clicks on a button on the first component, that means I am firing an event on the component 1. Whenever I fire the event, it should display in component 2 and component 3. Here I'm searching the account details. So these are account details. What I'm searching the account details. So when I search it in component 2, it should display the contact information. And in component 3, it should display the opportunity information. That means when I search account related name and industry, when I click on a search, all the contacts which are related to account should display here. And what are the data it should display? It should display on contact, it is first name, last name, email from the contact. On the opportunity, we have opportunity name, and we have stage name, stage, and we have we'll see that there is some field 3. Let's assume that field 3. Okay. So from the back end, how it should work. So in order to implement this kind of a requirement, so it's all depend on the requirement, whether I should go with the component event or application event. Everything decides how the data flows. So if the requirement is within the component, I wanted to display on the bubbling flow, then we have to go with the component event. If we have a multiple components within the applications, based on the one component event files, if we have to handle the other component, then we have to go with the application. So overall, it's decided by developer which event should they implement, application event or component event. So for this one, I'm going to implement a application event. So this is the event. So whenever the search happens, whenever the search is happened, what it does is basically it should go to the server-side controller. First, it should go to the server-side controller. And in server-side controller, I have method 1 and method 2 and method 3. Okay, there are 3 methods in the server-side controller. So when I click on a search, it should go to the server-side controller and get the details of the account. So what it does is it will take the name and industry. Okay, it will find out which record is matching with the name and industry that was entered by the user. Then what it will return? It will return back the ID. It will return back the ID based on the name and industry. Okay, name and industry. Then what will happen? It will come back to the event, because on the event I wanted to store the information which is mandatory for the other component. So here what it stores the values, it stores the ID. And next one, who is handling the event. So these are the one which are handling. Component 2 and component 3 is handling. So what will happen? Whenever it handles it, the event will pass the data to the component 2 as well as the component 3. It will pass the ID, that is account ID. Okay, so component 2 will collect the account ID, then it will call the method 2 in the server-side controller to get the contact information. Okay. And once based on the account ID, what it does, it will return back to the details to display on the table. Same with component 3, which is related to opportunity details. Okay, so it will take the account ID and based on the input, it will call the server-side controller method and it will get all the opportunity details which are related to that particular account ID and it will display here. So event is happening on the component 1. Handler is happening in the component 3 and component 2. So this is what we are going to implement right now with the example of account. As soon as I search the account, it should display the related contact and related opportunity. So let's go ahead and create one Lightning component, developer console. So the first thing, I'll be going from down to top in order to create that. So first thing, I'll create the Apex controller. So let me create the Apex controller CL underscore 2504 underscore Let's assume that this is event application. The data it is going to pull is account, contact, and opportunity. Okay, so I need three methods in the controller. The first one is get the input from the user and identify the related ID. So public static return value is string, and this is ACC search. What is the values that I'm expecting from the Lightning component is string, account name, comma, string, account ID. I'm expecting the industry. So these are the two values I'm expecting from the Lightning component to server-side controller, name and industry. So my parameters are name and industry. So return value is string. So let me declare the record ID, string ID here, which is a ACC ID. So let's say list of account ACC equal to select ID, comma name from account where name equal to ACC name and industry equal to industry. And then let's check the size in case if I do not find it, then there will be a problem. So that's the reason first I'll check if my account list has any value. That means if my account list size is greater than 0, or let's say equal to 0, then what I wanted to do, I wanted to simply set ACC ID equal to error. Else, so I wanted to set ACC ID equal to my account list dot 0 dot ID. Okay, this is the first method. In order to Aura to call this, I have to write the annotation Aura enabled. Return value. So what I have to return ACC ID. So this is the first method. And the second method is getting the contact details. Public static return value is list of contact. Get contact. What is my parameter will be here? Account ID. So same thing. So what I'll return here? Select ID, comma, What are the values that I need? First name, last name, comma, email. This is the values that I'm going to display on the table in the component 2. From contact, where account ID equal to ACC ID. Okay, and the third one is getting the opportunity. So same thing. So I'll copy here. This is a get opportunity. And my parameter is ACC ID. What I'm going to return? Return ID, comma, name, comma, stage name, comma, let's say another field which is amount. Okay, so this is the opportunity where account ID equal to ACC ID. Fine. And let me add the annotation, or I enable. For all of this. Okay. List of opportunities. Let me save this. So my controller is ready. Server side controller is ready with the 3 methods. Let's go ahead and create a lightning event. LE_2504 event 1. So I need this name. Let me store it. Okay. Submit. So what is the event that I'm planning to create it here? Application event that I'm going to create it. So what are the attributes that I need here? To hold the account ID, I need one attribute. Our attribute name equal to ACC ID and type equal to string. Okay, my lightning event is ready. Let me go ahead and create a component 1, the first component, because the event is going to fire on first component. Lightning component LC. This is component 1. Okay, let me submit it. Fine. My controller name is, I have my controller. So let me pull that controller here, which is okay, CL_2504 get account contact opportunity. Okay, so what are the attributes that I need to hold the account name and account industry? I need 2 attributes. Aura colon attribute name equal to ACC name and type equal to string. Type equal to string. Let's close it. I need another attribute to hold the industry. This is ACC industry. Okay, type equal to string. Okay, now I need a lightning card to display the input fields and button. Input fields and button. Lightning card. What is my title name here? Search account. Search account. Let me close this. Okay. Now two input fields, lightning colon input. Okay, and the first one is enter account name. Value, where I wanted to store the value, input value. In order to pull the, I wanted to store in account name. So we'll be adding it here. Let's close this. I need another input which is for the industry. Enter account industry. Okay, so the value is ACC industry. Okay, now I have it two input fields. The next one is I need a button. Label equal to search. On click of this button, what it should happen? Call the function which is c.handle search. Okay, let me close this. Lightning button. Okay, now let's go to the controller. I have to pull the server-side controller method. So let's go to the helper. Here, helper handle search. And function is component comma event. Okay, so first thing is I need to capture the details that user has entered. So I need to capture the name, industry in the controller. So let's get the name and store it in the one variable, component dot get v dot, what is my name? ACC name. Okay, and I need another one because we have input, another input is the account industry, where industry equal to component dot get v dot ACC industry. Let's close it. Now the next one is to call the server-side controller. So we all know the steps. Where action equal to component dot get c dot, what is my controller name? Account search. Okay, I have two parameters. So let's pass the parameters action dot set params. Inside the set param, let's build the JSON. So the first one is, what is the first parameter? ACC name. From where I'm getting the ACC name, we have an attribute that is holding the input data. And second parameter is industry. Second parameter is industry. Let's pass the industry that is entered by user. So now I have the search set callback is done. I'm passing the parameters. Now invoke that is set callback. So how do we invoke this comma function inside this response? And then we have a data that I can write. Whatever once I get the response, what to do, here we can write it. And the last step is that $a.enqueue action. What is the data that I wanted to pass? Action. Just a second. Enqueue action, I'm passing the action here. So in set callback, the first thing is that let's understand what is the response status. In real time, this step is very important because we write this is mandatory, because to understand whether it is, what is the state that I'm getting it from the server side controllers. So whether it is successful or failure. If it is successful only, we wanted to get the details. So once I have the status, let's understand if my state equal to success. If my state equal to success, then I wanted to get the result, where result equal to response dot get return value. Okay, so when I get the result, there are two types of result that I'll be getting it from the server side controller. So if everything goes fine, if I found the record, everything is there, then it will return the account ID. Otherwise, it will return the error. But this is a successful, there is no error. I'll get a state equal to successful, but either the result will be ACC ID equal to error or the account ID. So just to safer side, we can write here the condition if result not equal to error. Then only I wanted to call the event. I wanted to fire the event. So in order to do that event, the first thing is that let's go here, register the event. Aura colon register event name equal to, I can write any name. Name is not playing any role in the application event. So ACC event and the type equal to C colon my lightning event name, which is this one. Let's close. Okay. So this is fine. Register event is done. Let's go to the helper. And once I have the successful result, then I wanted to call the event here. So where EVT equal to, for the application event, we'll call $a.get e.c colon my lightning event name. Okay, then I'll check EVT.set params. If I have right now here, I have the parameter which is expecting the account ID. My Lightning event is expecting the account ID, which is the ACC ID. So from where are we getting this ID result? From the server side. Now let's go ahead and fire this event. Set params. JSON string. Now let's call this helper method from the Lightning controller. Helper dot component comma event. And what is my function name? Handle search. So this is the component 1. And let's go ahead and create a component 2. This is a component 2. Let me copy this. Submit. In the component 2, what are we displaying? We are displaying the related contact data. So the first thing, I need a controller. I need a controller. So let me paste the controller here. And the second thing, to hold the return values. That means to hold the data, I need an attribute. Whatever the records that I'm going to get it from the server side, I wanted to store that data. So for that, I'll be creating the aura attribute name equal to data. Okay. Type equal to object. Now next one is columns, because I need this is a table format. So to store the column names, I need one attribute aura attribute name equal to columns and the type equal to list. Okay. Now also I need field to identify basically this part initially should be blank because I do not yet searched anything. I did not search anything. So this is a blank. So once I have the account ID, then only I wanted to display the contact and opportunity. So I'll have to introduce a flag. Let's introduce a flag aura attribute name equal to flag. And the type equal to Boolean. And default equal to false. So that means on the initial onloading, I do not want to display the table. Okay, now I need a data table. Lightning colon data table. For the data table, what are the mandatory fields? The first one is key field. This is the mandatory one. We can give any name and then data, what data needs to be displayed. So I'm storing into the data attribute. And next one is column. Columns equal to v dot column name. Let's close this. So this table should be displayed only when my flag is true. That means when I have the contact details. So let's put aura if condition here. Aura if is true equal to v dot flag okay. So only when the condition is true, then only we wanted to display. So this component is handler component, aura colon handler. What is the event that is going to handle this? C colon. We have an application event. We have application event. And action equal to C dot handle contact. Let me close this. This is my component too. What is wrong? Failed to save no component name marker or a attribute. Or a attribute. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a Lightning controller. For the Lightning controller, the first thing is that I need table columns. Okay. So component dot set. We have a v dot attribute name is columns. Comma. So what are the fields that we wanted to put? The first thing is that label equal to first name. And the field name equal to first name, comma, type equal to text. Okay, we need 3 labels here. First name, last name, and then email. Let's save this. So here on the handler event, we'll be getting the account ID from the application event. So let me store var equal to ACC ID equal to event dot get params. Get the field value from the application event. ACC ID. Okay, the next one is calling the server side action. So this is the same steps that we are going to repeat it. So I'll just copy that. But here the method name will be get contact. And what are the ACC ID is the parameter. I'll be passing this account ID. So I have only one account ID. Then response on the state of equal to success will get the result. I do not have this condition. I'm not firing any event right now here. So once I have the result, I wanted to store the result in data, which is component dot set v dot data comma result. Okay. Same once I get the values at the same time, I wanted to set the flag to be true because I wanted to display the table v dot flag comma true. Let's save it. So once I have the flag equal to true, then I'll display the table. This is my second component. Okay. Let's go ahead and create a component 3. Let me save, submit. So component 3, what it does, it is going to show the opportunities. So same thing, whatever we have in the component 2. Because if you are observed the front end part is same. Only the back end, the data that is passing between the component is different. This has a contact data and this has a opportunity data. But front end, if you look at the two components, the style and the table, everything is same. So that's the reason my front end part will be same for component 2 and component 3. Only the difference is the data that I'm passing from server side controller. Okay, this is my controller. I need a data, columns, flag, I need that. And then handler event, I'm calling it. I need a data table. Perfectly fine. Only thing, if I wanted to change, I can change handle opportunity. Handle opportunity. Let's save this, go to the controller, paste it, and my controller is also same. My controller is also same. What is the different in the column? Name, opportunity name, this is. Okay. And next one, stage name. And next, amount. Component 2 and component 3, the difference is only the label differences, because in component 1, we are displaying the first name, last name, email. In component 3, we are displaying the opportunity name, stage, and amount. Okay, I need an account ID. I need to call the third method, which is a getOpti. And parameter same, and return result data flag. Everything is same. Let's save this. 26 lines. Okay, let's save this. Let's go to the application. In application, I'll just call the 3 components. So we have, let me use the Lightning layout. Let me comment out this one. Okay, let's create the new Lightning layout. Lightning layout, close it. So right now we have a 3 components here. So let's create a 3 Lightning layout items. Lightning layout item, size equal to 4, because we have a 3 components here. Let's add the padding equal to around small. Around small. So let's close it. I need 3 Lightning layout items with the same size. So let's copy and paste it. Okay. Now, the first one will be the first component. C colon. Component name, and the second one C colon component 2, and the last one C colon component 3. Let's save it, preview. Okay, the first one, it is displaying only the name, industry, search. Other 2 components it is not displaying, because the logic that we have written is once I have the data, then only we are setting up the flag equal to true. Once the flag is true, then only the data table is going to display. Okay, so for that, let me go to the service console. And let's pick it up one account. Okay, I have a L1 account. This has name and the industry. Where is industry? Okay, let's put the industry here. Banking. LD banking. Okay, so for this related contact we do not have. Let's go ahead and create it. Hyderabad contact 1. First name, last name, and what else we need? Email. hyd.on1@gmail.com. Save and create a new one. Okay. Hyderabad con2, and the email is hyd.con2@gmail.com. Save and create new. So far 2 I have created. This is the third one, hyd.con3, and the email hyd.con3@gmail.com. Okay, 3 contacts should be fine to see the result. Okay, I have a 3 contacts. Then I need a opportunities. So for the opportunities, I need amount, and then I need name, Walmart, and I need a stage name, prospecting, save and new, closed it. 29, save and new, 456, opportunity name, data, and the stage is qualification, save and new, amount 564, date, then in the stage name need analysis, save. Okay, now inside the one account, I have a 3 contacts and 3 opportunities. Okay, so here the name is LT and banking. Let's go ahead and enter here LT banking search. Where it is having the problem, response.getState is not function. Response.getState is not a function. This is on action search. Component 1. What is
capital?
Sorry, Koti.
S is capital. S should be get state. In the 9th line, S should be capital.
In the 9th line, S should be capital, get state. Okay. What are we doing here? See, component 2 state. And here, get state. Okay. Let's refresh. LT, banking, search. Where is the problem? My other two components are not displaying. Am I getting the response? First of all, in the component 1, helper. So action set params, state, return value. Let me put here console.log result to understand whether I'm getting the result or not. Refresh, LT, banking, search, no response. What is the problem? Let me go to the controller. ACC name and industry. System.debug. ACC list. Yes, ACC list. ACC ID. Okay, component 1, I'm doing the handle search, button, handle search, helper, does it goes here, alert, in. Okay, now we'll come to the helper, index, alert, let's refresh. LD in the industry name banking, search in helper. It's going to help us. It's not even coming the result. Event name is correct, right? LE2504 app event. Yeah, ACCID result. In out ID, I'm getting it. Fired. Okay. Result, I'm getting it. Okay. So that means my component 1 is working fine. Component 2, what is the problem with component 2? Handler, event, action, handle contact. ACCID. Let's refresh again. LT banking in helper. So it's not hitting the component 2. Yes, I have a component 2 here. I'm getting the account ID. What is this? Search in helper, ACCID. Event on get params, ACCID. Type string. Why it is taking as object get params. Net controller. Let's see this. LD banking search in helper. Okay. Okay, now I have the ACC ID. Okay. Now let's go to the inside, restate, success. Now I have the response. Perfect. What is this? What is happening? Insert logs, search in helper. Another thing which is something wrong. Now I'm getting the account ID, so there is no problem with the event. Problem is data to display. ACC ID, get contact and getting the response. Result v.data. v.data is the wrong columns. v.columns. We comment out this one. Or if save it's columns are not coming. Columns are not coming. Label FIELD field name. Let me take different attribute here. My columns. Component of my columns. Let me refresh. LABEL label field name type equal to text. Okay. Single quotes. Thinking that is the problem. Let's see. Okay, let's refresh. What is the problem? Component dot set v dot call my columns. Come on. Handle contact. Component dot set. Refresh. What is the problem? Just a second, let me see.
We have to set that columns data table in the init, right? On the load of the application, we need to set the. You need to create a init controller, right?
Right, but I'm also on the event handler. Like when I search it, so right now it is handle is happening. Right. So let me put here alert. Component 2. And then set this. LT banking in helper comp2. So it's firing here. Comp2 is firing. That means columns are set. See, I have the account ID, column details are there, label, first name, last name, email. Successful. Then I have the result. ID, first name, last name, email. Right, I have the details. First name, last name, email. Perfect. Tag equal to true. Yeah. Lightning component library. Let's go to the library. Lightning component library. Data table. Lightning data table. Okay. We have a key field. Key field. Oh. LD, banking, search. Oh my God. Okay. So the problem is this one, the spelling mistake. I had written K field, it should be key field. So it's coming the component one, taking the information. Let me remove the alert. And it goes to the helper, fetching the ID, coming to component two. Okay, let's take out this. Or if my flag equal to true, then only display the details. And my columns. And I have the from the handler event, I'm getting the account ID. This is perfect. Go to the component 3, columns key field. Let's use here where columns. Oops. Okay. Label first name, not first name. So here it should be single quotes. And the text single quotes. Control C, Control V, Control V, amount single quotes. Okay, amount, stage name, get param, account ID, action get optic, account ID, I'm passing the parameter invoking it. Perfect. Now let's go and see this. LD, banking, search. Oh, okay. So here, so till this point is, this is the event, wherever the event I'm handling it on submit, and this is the contact details, and this is the opportunity details. Okay, so this is what we had decided starting of the class, what to implement. So this is exactly the same. And outside we had created the event. Clear? So Lightning is very case sensitive. Even double quotes, single quotes also matters. Okay. Now the next topic will be LDS. So LDS, what is the LDS? LDS is nothing but a Lightning data service. Okay. We in real time, this is the used a lot. LDS used a lot in the real time. In simple word, LDS means Lightning Data Service means is a services provided in the Salesforce. Provided in Salesforce Lightning, where without writing a single line of programming code in the server side controller, I can handle everything in the client side. This is actually a service provided by the Salesforce Lightning. Provided by the Salesforce Lightning. For what purpose they have provided it? Without writing a single line of code. Without writing a single line of code in server-side controller. We can create a record. We can update or upsert a record. Upsert means either I can create it or update it, or I can delete a record. So far, we have seen that we have been creating a record accounts and updating accounts. How we were doing it using the server-side controller. Till now, we use the server-side controller. If we wanted to create any record in the Salesforce using the Lightning, we use the server-side controller. Like how we used to do that from the client-side controller, we are passing the parameters with server-side controller. So right now also we have seen the one example is we were passing the parameters from client-side server to server-side controller. So this is the logic. Using that, we used to delete, in order to delete an account, we used to say delete account, or in order to update a record, we used to say update record. In server-side controller, like update ACC or insert ACC or delete ACC. We used to write everything in the server-side controller. Now, in the LDS, without the server-side effect of the programming, without any programming from the server side, how to do that? How can I load? How can I create? How can I delete? All the CRUD operations. CRUD operations is basically create, read, update, delete. Everything we can achieve it using the LDS. That's why LDS is a centralized data caching framework. They will call it as centralized caching framework. Okay. Lightning Data Service is a centralized data caching framework, which is used to perform CRUD operations like load, save, create, and delete. CRUD operation without server-side program is called LDC. That is the overall. So simple word, LDC is to handle everything. All the CRUD operations related to record, we can handle in the client-side server without need of Apex class or without need of server-side controller. So that means directly from the Lightning, I can handle everything. Okay. So LDS, there are two types of services available for the LDS. One is form-based. And second one is program-based. There are two types of LDS services available. One is form-based and second one is programming-based. Okay. Next one, let's go ahead and understand form-based. In form-based, there are three different types, three different ways we can use form-based. One is Lightning recordForm. And the next one is Lightning recordViewForm. Lightning recordViewForm. And the third one is Lightning recordEditForm. Okay. Three different types in the form-based. One is Lightning recordForm. Second one is Lightning recordViewForm. And the third one is Lightning recordEditForm. Okay. So first, we'll try to understand what is Lightning recordViewForm. What is the purpose of using this? Lightning recordViewForm is to display the data in read-only mode. That means we cannot edit the data. We cannot edit the data if I use Lightning recordViewForm. This is only to view the data. How we are going to use this Lightning recordViewForm? How are we going to display the field values for the recordViewForm? We have to use the Lightning out. We have to use the Lightning out. And what are the mandatory fields for the recordViewForm is the recordId. RecordId is mandatory and objectApiName is mandatory. These three are mandatory for this. So if I have to use the Lightning recordViewForm, we have to use the recordId and objectAPI. Okay, let's go ahead and see the Lightning recordViewForm. Lightning recordViewForm. Okay, now let's create a new Lightning component. So LC25 recordViewForm. Let me copy this component. Okay, submit. Now Aura colon component, let's use the Lightning colon recordViewForm. Okay, what is the mandatory for Lightning recordViewForm? We can also check in the library. let's go ahead and verify Aura component recordViewForm specification C. The record ID is mandatory, the ID of the record to be displayed. And then we have the object API name, the API name of the object. So these two are mandatory for the Lightning recordViewForm. So let's use the record ID. And the record ID, let's take any hard-coded ID for now. Let me take this account ID. And the next one, what is the mandatory other one? Object API name. Let's copy object API name. So what is my API name? Account, standard object. Now how to display the values here? For this ID, for this object, if I wanted to display the fields, how can we display it? Lightning output field. Because record view form is to only display. It will not allow user to edit it. So what we can use, Lightning output field. And the field name equal to, let's take name. Okay. So let's take some other fields. Okay, name, phone, fax, industry. These are API field names. Rating, and the last one, let's take description. Okay, let's save it. Now let me create a new application. LDS. Submit. So I'll simply take this C column component name. Let's preview it. So this is how the data will be displayed. Styling, everything you can make it format, but the data will be like this: account name, LT, account phone, and the data. I cannot edit these fields. See, I cannot edit. Account fax I do not have. Just to make you understand, let me put the breakpoint here. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, so account name, phone number, fax, industry, account rating, account description. So how it is displaying? This is record view form. This is only for display purpose. That's the reason we use the output field. Next one, let's see the Lightning record edit form. Lightning record edit form is to edit. This is to display the data along with, it will allow the user to edit the field. Okay. So how we are going to display this? This is, we have to use the input field. Okay. And for this also, record ID, object API name is mandatory. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see the new Lightning component, LC record edit form. Lightning record edit form, submit. Lightning record edit form. Let's close this. What is the values that I need? Record ID, object API name is mandatory. So I'll use the same object name and the record ID. Let's take same values. Only the difference is Lightning input. This is a Lightning input field. Okay, so let's save this. Let me add this component also in the application. I have not copied it. So C colon LC underscore 2504 underscore record edit form. I hope this is correct. Record RECORD edit form. Okay, update preview. Let me put layout here. Lightning layout. And then Lightning layout. Item. Size equal to, let's put 2. Padding equal to around small. Around small. I do not need this. Okay, let's copy this. And let's put the first one inside the first layout item, second one inside the second layout item. Let's save it. Update preview. Lightning layout item, white is displaying at the bottom. Size equal to 2. Or these two are a different component. So let me take only one. I'll show you for the other one, for the Lightning layout here. What is this? Record edit form object. Why this is coming? inspect Lightning record edit form. Capital E component Lightning inputField. Industry rating. Okay. Extends equal to force colon SLDS. So I have not applied the styling. Okay. So what was happening is this, whatever the down arrow mark was there, it is coming as a separately because I have not applied any extension. Extends equal to force colon SLDS. I have not updated that. So this is the record edit form. Okay. This is the Lightning record edit form. And I can edit it. I can also edit. I can also edit and update the pick list values, something. Okay, this option is available for the Lightning edit form. Now let's go to the next one is Lightning record form. Next one is Lightning record form. This is to display in both the formats. Means it's combining these two, Lightning recordViewForm and edit form. So Lightning record form is a merge of these two. That means it will display the data and it will allow me to edit the data. So that means read only, also edit. Read only, also edit. So how can I do both together, read only and edit? We have something called mode. The keyword is mode, which I can shift between the read only and shift between the read only and edit mode. So which are the mode I want? I have a flexibility to give that here. Okay, let me see in the library record form. Okay, record form specifications mode. Okay, specify the interaction to display the style form. View, edit, read only. Okay, so the default mode is edit. In case if I do not specify this mode, then it will by default take it as a edit. Okay, and the standard mandatory attribute is object API. This is required. I have to pass the object API name. And the another benefit of using the record form is, as soon as I use the record form, it provides the cancel submit button. I need not to write separately for the cancel and submit. So this automatically comes, these two buttons automatically comes with the Lightning record form. And one more benefit is the layout. Either I can use the full form or I can use the compact layout. So let's see here, layout type. Okay. Possible values are compact, full. This is type of a layout to use display the fields in the format of compact or full. Okay, if we go to the Salesforce and if you can click on this, here it will show comfy and compact, right? The same way, this Lightning RecordForm also has a two ways of viewing the data, compact view and full layout. Fine. So these are the few benefits using the Lightning RecordForm. So let's go ahead and implement the Lightning RecordForm. Lightning component, Lightning RecordForm. Let me copy this component. Submit. Okay. Now, Lightning RecordForm. What are the values it requires? It requires the record ID, object API name, it requires the record ID, object API name, and we need layout type. Let's take the layout type. And the next one, let's use the mode. Okay, let's use the mode. Record ID, same record ID I'm going to take. In the object API name, account. Layout type. Layout type, let's use it as a full for now. And the mode equal to, let's use view. So let's end it here. Okay, let's take out this. So this is the view form. This is the view form. Okay, let me create a same with the edit form. Same with the edit. So only the change that I have to do is edit. Also, I can give as a read only. This is read only. Okay. I'm creating the record form for the mode view, for the mode edit, and for the mode read only. Layout type is full. Let me add layout here, Lightning layout, because we have so many record forms here. Lightning : layout item layout. Let me layout item. I'll just take the size equal to 2. Okay, this is 1. Let me take 3 of this. Okay, the first one will goes on the first layout. Second one will goes on the second layout item, and the third one will goes on third layout. Okay. Now this is a layout type is full with a different mode, right? Same thing. Let's take the layout type as a compact. Let me copy this, paste it here. This is a compact. So instead of full, I'll use the compact. Same compact view, compact edit, compact read only. Let's save this. Let me use this in the app, save, update view. Okay. So what are the different record forms that we have taken? Okay. This is the till here. This is the full. This is the compact. Okay. This is full layout and this is compact layout. Okay. Right now you do not, if you see here, account owner, rating, account name, phone, parent account. The way it displays account name, type, phone number, website, account owner, account site. So if I go to here, the compact layout is this one: type, phone number, website, account owner, site, industry. So that's the same compact one. So compact has less fields because here on the compact mode, it displays only the 6 fields, 6 or 5 fields. Okay. This is the full layout. This is a compact layout. Okay. In the full layout, the first one is view format. Okay. And the second one is edit the format. And the third one is read only format. Same with the compact. Compact also, I created first view, edit and read only. So this is the view, this is edit, and this is read only. Okay. And back to Aura here. For example, if I make any changes, let's assume that I'm making type here prospect. Okay. When I change it, I'll have the option here, save and cancel. Okay. I'm changing the type equal to prospect. Now, right now type is not there. Let me save this. So if I save this and let me refresh. Details, type equal to prospect. See, so the save and cancel button logic will be automatically taken care by the record form. So whenever we edit this, I'll get a save and cancel button automatically. And the logic, whether what to update or not, till now what we used to do, when I click on a search or save button, I used to call the server-side controller, then I used to save the record. But here, the Lightning client-side controller itself is able to handle. Who is doing that? That is the LDS is doing it. LDS is doing the, which is record form. Record form is automatically saves whenever we update or edit or delete, whatever we do on the field level. We can, if we click on a save button, the Lightning record form automatically takes care of saving the record on the Salesforce. Okay. So right now I had gone with the full layout and compact layout. Okay. In case I do not want the full mode, because the data that is displaying in the full mode is large, very large. All the fields it is displaying. And I do not want a compact mode. In the compact mode, there is only few fields are it is displaying, but that too, these fields not important for me. Okay, I wanted to customize it. I want to choose the fields to display. So if we have that kind of a scenario, if we have that kind of a requirement, okay, I want to display only the few fields from the account. I do not want to display the compact view fields, or I do not want to display the full view fields. Okay, in that scenario, how can we handle it? create new Lightning component. Let's create it. New component, which is a custom record form. Custom record form. Submit it. So let's use the record form. Let's use the Lightning record form. Okay. Now here the couple of things. Layout, I'm not interested because I wanted to customize the layout. Okay. Record ID is needed. Object API is needed. Layout, I do not want. Mode, let's keep the mode as a view. Instead of the layout, if I have to choose custom fields, then we have a called as fields. Fields is list of fields to display. The fields display in order you list them. Okay. The way we wanted to customize the fields, we can handle it here, which is called as a fields. Is the field. So fields, how can we declare the fields? So let's create a aura attribute. Aura attribute. Let me declare an attribute which is a name equal to my fields. Okay, name equal to my fields. And the type equal to, let's take it as an array. Okay, let's take the array string array. And what are the values that we wanted to display? Let's assume that default equal to the first one. Let me take the name, comma, phone. This is the API field names, case sensitive, so we have to use exactly same. And then industry. Okay, now let's close this. Now I can take this my fields into here. Let me set this colon v dot my fields. Okay, so now let me use this component inside the app. Let's comment out this one. Okay, C colon, my component name. Let's say update preview. Fine, it is displaying account name, phone number, industry. Okay, it is displaying. I'm able to edit the details. As soon as I click on edit, it shows me cancel and save. In case if I wanted to restrict the way it is displaying, we can use the Lightning layout. We can use the Lightning layout. Okay. So let's end here, Lightning layout. Item. Okay, so let me take this size as a 6 and then update preview. Okay, if I take a size 2, then it will shrink the more near. Fine. In case if I do not want to specify the mode, then by default it will take as a edit. In case if I do not want to mention this mode, by default it will take as a edit mode. By default it will take it as a edit mode. Okay. And in case if I do not want to specify the layout by default is taken as a full. And if you have observed in the Lightning, if you have observed, in real time, we call it as a flexi pages. What is the flexi pages? This is a flexi page, Lightning flexi page. So if I open any record, whether it is a contact or account, whatever I have opened, the entire format is called as a flexi page. Okay. In case if I have to create a flexi page, or if I have to pull my Lightning component onto this flexi page, till now we are using in the Aura app. Okay, we were displaying the component on the Aura app, so we did not add it here. Okay, in case if I wanted to add my Lightning component here on the account record, as soon as I open the any account record, I want my custom Lightning component should display here. So how to create a flex component to use in the flexi pages? Let's create a Lightning component. I don't know why these options are not coming. Okay, ideally it will be here one option which is called as a Lightning record page checkbox. There is an option here, Lightning record checkbox. Let me see in another component, in another Salesforce, or if I have that. Developer console. File, new, Lightning component. Okay. So for example, if I create a LC underscore 2504 and let's give a name as flexi component. Flexi component. Okay, this is what I was talking. Lightning record page. Lightning record page means if I wanted to add this component on the record level, on the flexi page record level, if I wanted to pull my Lightning component here, then check this checkbox, Lightning record page. If I want on the page level app page, then check this. If you want on the tab, so this is the component, I wanted to create a tab for this. So Lightning tab. Or if you wanted to go for the quick action, you wanted to create a button on the account and you wanted to use, as soon as we click on that button, this component should be called. Then we can use the Lightning quick action. So let me submit Lightning record page. As soon as I submit the record page, this is by default it comes. Okay. Let me go ahead onto our component. Let's paste, submit. So let's copy this and paste it here. Okay. So available for record home. So that means this is available for record. And it also has /# record ID. I'll tell you the importance of this record ID. So now flexi page : available for record home. That means as soon as I implement this flexi page available for record home, it will automatically appears this component when I go to the edit page of Lightning page, Lightning flexi page. Let's save this. Why this record ID? So far, what we were doing, we were hard coding the record ID. we were hard coding the record ID. Okay. Instead of hard coding the record ID, what I can do is, if I use the force colon record ID, then I have an option here which I can take it by default without declaring the attribute. I can take it as a record ID. I can take it as a record ID. So if I have this force colon hash has record ID implements, that means by default within this there is an attribute which is called as a record ID. So I can directly take v.record ID. I need not to declare the aura attribute for this, which is not needed. If I have a has record ID, I need not to declare the attribute of record ID. I can take it. So by default, this interface is going to provide us record ID. So here I have a my fields. So let me copy this my fields. Okay. Now instead of layout, let me use the lightning card here. Lightning colon card title equal to account info, account details on flexi page. Okay. Inside this lightning card, let me add this record form. Okay. And let me put another one, which is columns. Specify the number of columns for the form. If I specify number of columns for this, so let me use this. Columns equal to 3. Columns equal to 3. So what is the extra I have done here? Only the interface I have added. Implements equal to flexi page dot available record form. And then I have added the interface force colon has record ID. And this access equal to global, it will automatically comes. So when I create by checkbox with the lightning record page checkbox, this access is going to come automatically. So I need not to add it separately because globally, now this component is accessed by globally. Anybody can access this component within this organization. Now let's go ahead and see. Let's go to the Salesforce edit page. And now let me pull my component LC underscore LC. See here, flexi component. Okay, I can drag it and just put it here. Account details on flexi page. Okay, let me save. Activate, it is asking me to activate it. I click on activate, assign org default. If you wanted to go assign org default only for desktop or phone or desktop and phone. Let me take it as a desktop and phone, or let me take desktop for now. And then it will ask if we have a different record pages here, it will show the different record pages. So right now I have only account record page. Let me save. Now let's go back to the account. See here, I opened the account which is LD. Okay, and it pulls the same details and it taken the my lightning component has taken this record ID. If I open another account, let me open this Burlington. See. So because I have a force colon has record ID, that means it automatically takes it from the URL ID and it will pull the details. Clear? So I have not used any controller now, only within the component I am doing this. I'm able to get the details. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, let me stop recording.